Yo guys, what is good? We back today. It's raining outside, so I felt, and also I just recorded that last video, but I felt, you know what? Let's do it. Let's break it down. How to manifest a threesome. How to get a threesome, man. I know that's what everybody's been wanting to hear. That's what we all on YouTube anyway to find out. So let's get into it. Let's get cracking. This post is by Driemo86 in the Neville Goddard subreddit. And it's called I've Manifested a Threesome Within a Week. It was posted 20 hours ago and it's already got 111 likes or upvotes at the time of reading this. So here we go. I'm not going into explicit details, but I want to tell you how easily I've manifested my first threesome with two women. I'm pretty experienced. So let me preface this also by saying that I wasn't going to do this initially, but there's people in the comments talking about they love his lighthearted approach with this. And I feel like there's some good analogies that can be taken from here. So I'm pretty experienced with women. Slept with almost 100. Brag, haha. But I've never had a threesome, so I wanted to change that. Smiley face. Some weeks ago, I just wrote down that my sex life would improve radically. So days later, I met this girl at a club who made it very, very easy for me. Wink face. She's really open for pretty much everything, and I asked her about having a threesome, which she also wanted. Well, there you go. So I wrote down, she will organize several women for a threesome, which she did without any force on my side. So she even paid for 2 dating apps without even asking her about it. It's pretty sick, I gotta say. On the other hand, I also texted several girls from my past, and none of them were open or available for it. Talking about forcing it too much, maybe. So I just had to relax, and within 1 or 2 days, I received a couple of pictures from girls she found, and within a week of search, she found a fitting girl from her sports course. Keep in mind that a potential candidate for a threesome has to be A, available, B, bisexual, C, must be into the women, and D, must be into me, lol. So I consider this a little miracle, especially because girl number 2 had only seen a picture of me and never met me before. We met at a bar. She, girl number 1, of course, paid for my drinks, which I also write down frequently, lol. See, that's that list technique. And then, Joe Spal, I get to that in a second. And then we went to her flat. All doubts like maybe she, girl number 2, is not showing up, or maybe she doesn't want me, were immediately replaced with the end scene of lying together in bed with both of them, which in the end happened. End of story. Big smiley face. Techniques were just writing things down in present tense. I do this every day with 5 to 10 things, and short visualizations, and of course, believing that it's absolutely possible and not a big thing. Nothing special and no hard work at all. Have fun, guys and girls. Wink. So that's awesome, right? Okay, so we got didn't expect to see a post like this here. That's the top voted comment. Then E.O. Locker Jr., one of Neville's actual students, used the law to sleep with random women on a daily basis until he found the woman he wanted to marry. And there's a link to that post, apparently. I could put that in the description as well. Yeah, so to be honest, this is highly inspiring for me. Not the part with a lot of sex/women, but especially the part where you did it all for fun and you knew that there's no doubt that your manifestation will show up. That's a great mentality to adopt when it comes to manifestation, in my opinion. This mentality puts you in a place of no resistance, and I'm all for it. Exactly, my friend. We all know that things happen much faster and easier if we don't overthink, obsess, and doubt. It is a lesson we probably all have to remind ourselves every day. If you can manifest a threesome, people can definitely manifest their SPs. Key difference, our guy above wasn't desperate or obsessive over it. And that's what's great. You can even tell just by reading his post just how lighthearted he is about the whole thing. And it's a really great mentality to have when it comes to anything. So, la da da, poof. Yeah, we can manifest an SP. I do. I get frustrated though sometimes, but for a threesome, I don't even need to think about manifesting. I'm so sure it's so easy to achieve, like it's already done. Why don't I feel the same about an SP? Seems to be so easy but difficult sometimes, or impossible at the same time. Huh. Anyways, this guy fucks. Yeah, we got comments. Okay. I want to tell you that I've been pretty bad. So this is the guy, the OP. I want to tell you I've been pretty bad with women until I was 21. Now 15 years later, things are different. Okay. I just wanted to, go through these a little bit. 100. So this person says 100. Wow, what were you trying to prove? And then he said that a guy who's bad and desperate with women until his early 20s can make it and live the life many men can only dream of. Wink. That's good. People downvoting my guy, I'm gonna put an upvote there. Now he's at -1. Why not? We all have insecurities. We all have things that we want that will make us feel good. Why hate on the guy for it, okay? Let him live, all right? As a woman, this post annoyed me a little, as I would not want a man from the past I dated asking to have a threesome, LOL. However, at the same time, it's kind of refreshing to see a more lighthearted post that isn't so serious. Just goes to show we can manifest quite literally anything, any experience we want. Laughing face. He says, haha, yes, indeed, I totally get you. Those are women I met only once or not even a single time, so they weren't real dates of the past. This person says, the cream of the story is definitely in the comments. I have no opinion on OP's body count. As he wrote in the comments, he had limiting beliefs in his early years. All right. And the OP says, haha, believe it or not, I'm a true believer in monogamy if you really love someone. Yeah. So anyways, guys, I just wanted to bring that nice little vibe, that lighthearted energy. If you want to manifest threesome or whatever, this is the type of energy that you want to bring. And it's interesting, isn't it? Because now, as somebody that can relate to this, I wasn't very good with women because I went through a rough patch, okay, growing up. Made me socially weird. Socially weird, even talking to guys was hard for me. It took me a long time to break out of my shell, but now that I am somebody who has these experiences and that is experienced with women, I find it, I can also believe it is not, maybe the threesome, because I haven't experienced the threesome, so maybe for some reason I put that on a pedestal, but sexual experiences with women is not something, I don't know, like because I've done it before, because I've had it before, it's easier to accept. The logical mind allows it easier. Just like if you made a lot of money before, they talk about, once a guy that knows how to make $1 million, he can have his business fail and then he can make it all again. And I think a lot of it has to do with, like I said in the previous video, lowering things down off the pedestal and, just making it lighthearted. Even the things that we have achieved before, we can get into states where now they become a big deal again. You can be in a state where you feel lack, you feel scarcity, even if you've been with good-looking women before or men or whatever it is that floats your boat. Even if you've had it before, you can get into a state where you're like, oh, well, it never lasts, it never works out, it never blah, blah, blah. Like, there's so many different beliefs that you can have surrounding these things, and a lot of it, again, stems back to I'm not deserving, I'm not good enough. And that's why I did the limiting beliefs video a little bit ago. Working on your self-concept essentially is a very good way. And like for this guy, he obviously has a self-concept where, he writes these things down. He says he casually writes every day. People buy me drinks, people give me compliments. And adopting and bringing that light-hearted, that harmonious energy, Vadim Zeland calls it sweet harmony at the end of his book, Transurfing. Going through life with that energy, you're going to have this happen. I was even out at a bar like a few months ago, and there was these two girls I was talking to, and I guess one of them had a boyfriend, but you could tell that she was the one that was kind of just like, I don't know, like wearing the pants in the relationship. She was kind of like telling them what to do or whatever. And then her other friend, they were talking to me openly, and they were talking about how they've been wanting to have a threesome with a guy. And I was just like so chill about it, so cool about it, that we kept hanging out or whatever. And it would have been, it clearly, if I would have been like, oh, like, you guys are talking about having a threesome and she has a boyfriend, and like if I would have been thrown off by that, it would have been weird. It would have been awkward, because that would have showed that I had just the idea of them bringing it up, or the potential of us engaging in a threesome as a thought. Or I could have, I could have been like, if I would have been weirded out by it or whatever, it would have shown that I was too rigid, and that I was was making a importance about it. And women will tell that all the time. If they're making sexual jokes or sexual comments, and you see the guys that are like, oh, like, like off put, or like caught off guard by that, it's very obvious. Then the women are like, okay, yeah, he's not. They'll put guys in categories like, okay, he's like not the type of guy that's like open to this, and like open to like my sexuality, and not, they're gonna judge me for it, Anyways, I like this little thing in here. This guy's got a great energy, and yeah. Okay, this one, I'm gonna leave this with this last tidbit here, and actually here's a comment here. So I did the same. A week before Carnival, I decided to test the technique of the little red book. It works. I wrote down a list, and on top of it, I wrote this carnival, I'm going to have a threesome. On the first night, a girl came to me and kissed me out of nowhere. After this, she told me that she and her friend had just started a contest to see who could kiss the most men. I asked her if she could also call her friend, so that it was already 1-to-1. Nice. I joked that they should kiss each other too, and they did. We had a nice party that night, and one of the girls asked if I wanted to go home with her. I joked that her friend should come along too. Although one of the two girls had never done a threesome before, they both agreed, and the rest is history. OP says, great story, man. Okay, so then this guy's asking, do you write stuff down on paper like in a journal or in a notes app on your phone? I suppose it wouldn't make too much difference, as it all comes down to beliefs, but I'd like to hear anyway, LOL. And could you list a couple sentences you use regularly just to see the structure? Thanks. So he's asking him about the list technique. Yeah, just in my journal, handwritten, in past or present tense, like, I frequently get free drinks and meals. I get a compliment each day. I found some money on the ground. Nothing special, just do it every day and with all things big and small that come to your mind. Don't read them again, just forget about it and go on with your day. It is basically the list method provided by Joseph Ally. Yeah. Yes, sir. Good stuff. All right. Anyways, guys, appreciate you guys watching the vid. Let me know what you guys think. And yeah, drop me a like, drop me a comment. Let me know what the dealio is. And yes, hit the subscribe. I will see you guys soon. Much love. Peace.